Sometimes you gotta try something different. Maybe try a 4 on the floor, or start with the drums, or do a different drum pattern than what you would normally do. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you. Watch this. What's going on, guys? It's your brother O.T.G. The O.T.G's for Overtime Grind. Charles Paris. Hardly seen, but I'm always around. And today I'm on my MPC1, the Triple OG MPC1, all black joint. So, and I have the sound running through my MPC1 into my SP404 MK2. So we got just a flat signal, a flat sound, that's provided running through the SP404. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Make sure you check out everything I have in the description. I just launched a new masterclass called the Dynamic Duo, which will be the home of MPC1 and Roland SP404 videos, utilizing them together. Right now, you could get both of the masterclasses together with the full libraries down in the description. I added a bunch of new bundles, all kinds of sound packs, a bunch of new free resources. We even got some more higher end producer tools like creating your website, getting your SEO together, and different things like that. So if you want to support this channel, go ahead, check out all that stuff in the description. I got some producer tools, a drum app, everything. Check it out. All right. So we got a 4 on the floor going, and now what I'm going to do is we are going to lay down, get most of our groove from our hi-hats. So we got a simple 4 on the floor going, and it's at 86 BPM, which normally that would be kind of slow, right? Most of the times when you hear that 4 on the floor, you think dance music. That's around 100, 110 BPM. Maybe even faster. But we're going to utilize it today in a weird method, and we're just going to kind of create. We're starting with the drums, and we're going to use the drums to kind of define what our main sound would be. This is a great workflow when you're sitting down and you really don't know what you want to do, and you feel like most of the time when you sit down you choose the same things over and over again. Make sure you check out that drum app that I created. I've gotten into web development and making some apps and different things. One of the apps that I made is a drum app that gives you drum patterns, a bunch of different drum patterns from famous songs, so that way you could kind of visualize these drum patterns and know that a lot of your favorite songs use the same kick snare placement, and also to give you some ideas to spark and utilize something on days where maybe you not feeling the most creative yet. What I tend to do is just come in and start with the drums. When I don't know what sound I want to use, when I don't know if I want to sample what I'm trying to do, what I like to do is just come on in, get a basic drum pattern going. I look at the drum pattern like a drum loop. In my mind, it's no different than picking up a good crispy drum loop. I have 800 of those on my Gumroad. You could check those out. This progression that I'm about to use, that comes in the MPC Stemmy pack. You could definitely get that. Then I like to go to the chord progressions. I also choose weird sounds. So on the days where I don't know what I'm going to create or what I'm going to produce, that's what a lot of this video is going to be. It's going to be about how to find those sounds or certain things when you're just trying to check boxes. You know, whether you're just trying to come in and get some practice in, or you're trying to make something out of the ordinary, or you're trying to break your regular sound. Here's some of the tactics. So, you know, I rarely use the 4 on the floor drum, let alone the 4 on the floor drum with the clap still on. I rarely start with the drums first. Most of the time, I might start with a melody or a sample or something I have in mind. But there are these days where I have nothing in mind and I still want to create. And this is where we're at today, where you just come in, get you a good drum loop, you know, get your drum loop going, and then you start to just build. The way that I go with these sounds, you know, this is my personal advice. The way that I go with the sounds is I just go with what feels good. So I don't really go searching for something that I think in my mind is going to be fire. Oh, this sound right here, it's going to be the one. I just go with what I feel. You know, part of that whole going with what you feel process of beat making, I think what it does is it opens you up to making all kinds of beats, and it will help you get into other places of your MPC that maybe you don't normally go into because your current workflow is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know? So for me, you know, this is how I go through and find other sounds and different plugins. This is how I start to travel into using different effects, because we just going off what feels good, right? If it feels good in the moment, we're going to lay it down and then we're going to keep going. So it's like this piano feels good. So before I even go spend an hour trying to go find another piano, let's just go ahead and lay it. Sometimes less is more. You know, once we add these little dots in, you can hear how much that adds to the beat. So we know now that's something that we can mute and unmute. And this track starts to look like we're going for the one sequence method. We could pad mute our drums and create different variations on the fly. And then we could track mute everything else and create different variations on the fly. And that way, now we just do it in one quick 1, 2, 3, boom, we done. You get it? Now we're gonna go to Jura, check it out. Again, this type of process of beat making will have you put in combinations of things that you normally wouldn't do. Like I normally wouldn't use Jura, Fabric XL, and Fabric Piano all at the same time. Not because it's a bad mixture or it's that. Just not what I normally would have done. You know what I mean? But in this, we looking for stuff that we wouldn't have normally do. And the way to solidify those things is not to think about it too long. Make sure it feels good. Make sure you like where it's sitting. And then lay it down. You know, I don't know if there's not enough talk about saving properly. And let's say you arrange this arrangement of a beat and you don't like it. Well, if you save properly, your sequence 2 should be an exact mirror of this beat. Therefore, you can always go back to the side that's not overdone. Switch back and forth, one that has effects, one that doesn't. some basic mixing as I go. You're doing some basic housekeeping. But you can see easily we're starting to end up in a territory of sounds that normally I don't know who would have picked those. But we're seeing that they have some kind of synergy, right? They work together. They feel good. They sound good. You know, one of my last things is always leave space for the bass. Always leave space for the bass. If you leave space for the bass will fill up a lot of your track, and a lot of that emptiness that you think exists in your track will be covered by using a good bass line. So always throw that bass in there, let it take up some space before you go too far in depth. You know, because the bass can add another level of creativity, or it could cross out all your previous creativity because it's so good and you may have to go back and redo. So always try to choose the right space to throw in your bass before you go too far into building these tracks out, or you could be in a world of trouble. Again, make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. Make sure you check out that notification bell. Check out the Gumroad store. I have all kinds of new stuff in the Gumroad store. All kinds of new stuff. I mean, I got $7 bundle deals. You know, we got all of the master classes now in one package. I got the dynamic duo package. I also got over 500 gigabytes of original videos from 2022 until now. The whole Beat Builder video collection I now have up on Google Drive, and for those who are dedicated, you can get access to that. So check out the Gumroad store. That's how you keep this channel going. I'll put the link in the description. You can also click the link in my bio. New fully featured bio is up there with all the history, so you can see who you're talking to. Also, you can press and you can visit all the placements for those who need verification on my music status. Also, a blueprint and template of the same thing, from the Wikipedia to the link tree. We can create that same thing for you guys and explain how it works for you owning it and what it does for your SEO and how it'll provide traffic. All right, Gumroad store fully featured. This beat fully knocking. We haven't even done no mixing. We haven't done anything extra yet. And we got a nice vibe. It feels good coming from that 4 on the floor. You know, now we might add a little string part in there, because now I'm thinking about what I would mute and what I won't mute, and how to build up to a chorus or a hook. But that's all for another day. I just wanted to show you guys, you know, start out with some abnormal ways of making beats, some abnormal things that you wouldn't start with, choose some sounds that you wouldn't really utilize in your regular style, push the envelope, become more creative, push your workflows, support the channel, support yourself. Make sure you love God. Make sure you're thankful, grateful, and happy and focused. And it's all going to come together for you, man. Just like this crazy beat did. Using a 4 on the floor at 86 BPM. I oughta.